And again, a subject, the Earth-Moon's distance. Well, the Moon is circling around the Earth, according to the evolutionist Big Bangers, some couple of billion years. Well, the Moon and the Earth have an energy relationship with each other, and because of that, because of the tides, the Moon and the Earth have a gravitational effect on each other, and because of that, there are tides. Tides in water, but also tides in the continents. The Earth is a flexible sphere, and the Moon also, and this is dissipating energy. It has two consequences, and I discussed this subject a while ago. It is losing energy, and because of that, the Moon is moving away from the Earth. Well, that has some consequences, because if you calculate that back with the correct mathematics, then it cannot be billions of years old. And if you calculate it back, now at this present day, the removing of the Moon is about 4 centimeters per year. Secondly, the Earth's rotation is slowing down in 1/600th of a second, and I discussed it before, that this has got some huge consequences if you take in account the billions of years old thing, and then you run into trouble. Well, the thing is, the more closer the Moon is, the bigger the effects are. I mean, the energy loss is bigger if you are close, because the tides are very strong then. So the dissipation of energy must have been bigger in the past than right now, and the more in the future, the energy loss will be smaller because the distance is bigger. So if you calculate that back and you have some formulas, it's not that the 4 centimeters a year is right now, but that doesn't mean that it has been 4 centimeters per year in the past. If you calculate it back, it's a kind of formula, I have to look it up, to something with the 7th power of the distance, the radius, and so that you cannot calculate. If you calculate, if it would be 4 centimeters a year each year, so that it doesn't change, but in the beginning most probably the removal was bigger because of the effects are bigger. But if you calculate it back on 4 centimeters each year, then yes, then you end up with 9 billion years. Then it makes it possible. But because of the effects are bigger if the Moon was closer, then you end up with whole different numbers. That's one aspect. And you see then that 1.3 billion years ago we would have a problem. So the whole Moon-Earth system cannot be older than 1.3 billion years, taking in account that the effect is bigger if the Moon is closer to the Earth. That's one thing. The second thing is that if a planet comes closer to within the Roche limit, then a planet is about to break down. It cannot stand. The tidal effects are then so big that the Moon would not exist. So also a proof that if the Moon and the Earth were closer, that the effects are also closer. So the Roche limit determines that the maximum or the minimum distance cannot be trespassed. And next to that, then the tidal effects would be so big that the Moon would not be there. It would crush under the tidal effects, and which showing that the tidal effects would have been much bigger than if it's closer. So there are several arguments in which this system cannot be billions of years old, because then you run into problems, and it's limiting actually the Earth-Moon system to a maximum of 1.3 billions of years, and so that raises questions about the age of the Earth and the age of the Moon. Okay. And next to that you got so much tidal effects that also the climate system here on Earth would be chaotic and whatever kind. So there would not be, it wouldn't be possible to let life develop itself in an evolutionary way. So these things have to be taken in account if you consider evolution, and it's not possible based on these things. Yeah, well, at this moment, this is it. Next, up to the next subject I'd like to discuss. Okay, see you in a moment. Goodbye.